Hey, welcome back to the Rustic Hideaway, and Happy New Year! As per usual, both a lot and very little has happened since I last checked in. As you know, we are in the heart of winter here in Wyoming, so we have to work when the weather allows us to. Thankfully, we were able to get those last pieces of roof patched in. Alright, it is New Year's Eve, and well, we aren't officially tied in. We are going to be ending the year in pretty good shape because, as you can hear, it is incredibly windy outside, but we are inside the house, out of the wind, for the most part. I can't wait to see what 2023 brings. In our last video, we had just finished framing all of our windows and getting them set in place. Now here you see us putting the OSB over them. Every time I see these particular windows, I just have to smile because I cannot wait to see how beautiful they are with the sunlight pouring in from the east and west side of the house. Once everything was fully sheathed, I set to work drilling holes in the four corners of every window. That way Dan could go through on the other side and cut them out. We only have two types of windows in our entire barndominium. We ordered 16 of those big 4-foot by 4-foot windows and then 11 of these 1-foot by 4-foot windows. The one you just saw was the one that's going to go in our bathroom, and then the rest are those ones that hang up high above the open space inside. With the house fully sheathed, the windows framed and cut out, we were ready to move on to this project right here, wrapping the house. And as I'm sure you've already guessed, this is not an easy task to do in the winter in Wyoming. It took a while, but we were able to get the entire bottom section of the barndominium completely house wrapped, albeit with a few frustrating wrinkles thrown in. The upper section is just going to have to wait for a windless day when I am most comfortable being that high up in the air. Fortunately, the windows we ordered weeks ago were finally in, and with that bottom section done, we were able to start installing them. But I'll tell you what, there is something to be said about determination when a couple wants to build their own home. The day we installed this first window, it was snowing, so of course we had to pull out the heat gun. With this type of flashing, any day above 40 degrees is perfectly fine to just put it on there, but of course it was really cold, so we had to heat it up before we could stick it on. When we first started dreaming up our home years ago, a lot of the ideas we had have since then changed quite a bit, but this isn't one of them. I have always wanted gridded windows on my home, and I am so excited to see them installed. There's just something so classic about them. As you can see, for our second day of installing windows, the weather was much nicer. Well, the temperature anyway. So no heat gun. As we come to a close on this video, it's hard not to think about all the things we still have left to do, like finish the house wrap, or fix that house wrap. It's really easy to get discouraged because it feels like it has taken us so much longer to get to this point than we had wanted. And yet, when I think about how far we've come in such a very little amount of time, I'm left astounded. 2022 was the year of leaps and bounds where we started this big project, but 2023 is going to be where we finish it, by God's grace alone. I'll see you later here at the Rustic Hideaway.